After transmigrating, I unintentionally awakened the Creator's divinity. With just a word I can create all things. Let chaos begin. A vast cosmic galaxy was thus born. With a single thought, the blazing sun slowly rose into the sky, creating the earth. Warm mountains and flowing rivers appeared. All of it unfolded before my eyes. Life was born. A towering tree suddenly rose from the ground. My name is Li Kang and I am a transmigrator. Over a decade ago I suddenly crossed into this other world. I've managed to survive until now. As you can see, my current life is quite miserable. This is a world where anyone can become a god. Where there are gods there are also demons. They have been tirelessly invading the human world for thousands of years. Human weapons are useless against alien gods. Only divine beings can stand against them. To this day, the gods and those on the path to divinity enjoy the highest privileges and status in this world. Hello everyone, I am the god of poverty. We gods exist to protect humanity. What a noble statement. But unfortunately, as a regular person, I can only live in this rundown place. All because my father took out a high-interest loan. My family home was seized by the Yifu Bureau. In this world, I have only one relative. My father. He loved me dearly. Before he died he took out a high-interest loan, and then left me to become an angel. Afterward I resolved to walk the divine path, dedicating myself to study and training. But to survive I had no choice but to deliver food in all weather. Then one day, as a strong wind blew my delivery into the sky, a shocking scene unfolded before me. I saw two figures floating amidst thunder and lightning. The beauty on the left was the rain god, and the older man on the right, calling her sister, was the thunder god. Suddenly a rift appeared in the sky. An alien god stepped out from within. Just as the alien god descended, the thunder god charged forward, gathering lightning in his hands. In an instant their fists collided in a fierce clash. An earth-shattering burst of energy erupted. As both sides clashed with their power, the reckless thunder god casually said, "Sister, there's no need to act. I'll play with it for a while." Unexpectedly, this one-word sister infuriated the rain god. She instantly summoned a raging six-pointed star formation. It surged towards both of them. But as the one-on-one battle raged, they both sensed a terrifying attack heading their way. In an instant they were engulfed in overwhelming energy. A world-destroying explosion resounded across the heavens. Just as the energy dissipated, a purple energy sphere shot out from the alien god's mouth. In the blink of an eye the horrifying energy swept across the entire city. Yet I was more worried about losing my divine faith points. Just as I was about to die, a heaven-shaking pillar of light erupted from my body. It shot straight into the sky. Have you ever seen a creator god dripping mineral water in their divine realm? In reality, a tiny drop of mineral water comes the size of a meteor when it enters the divine realm. But just as Zhao Ying stood before the power testing machine, the teacher's face was suddenly full of confusion. Why did all the students suddenly back away? Then Zhao Ying's fist began to gather a large amount of pink energy. Immediately a loud boom was heard. The power testing machine was instantly reduced to rubble. Seeing this scene, the teacher was so shocked that his jaw dropped involuntarily. He stood frozen in place. At that moment I thought to myself, looks like I won't be getting first place in this round. I watched as the ruined testing machine lay in the rubble. Then I heard, first place in the power test. Zhao Ying, standing on the rooftop, Yu Qian excitedly shouted, "I want her to be my divine servant." The water dispenser nearby awkwardly commented, "You can't force people like that." Yu Qian suddenly turned serious and replied, "Relax, relax. How could I possibly be that kind of person?" Then across the large training field a voice announced, "Now for the second event, which is also one of the most important exams. The Divinity test." Although Divine Path University admits students based on their overall scores, whether you can walk the divine path, what matters most is whether the person possesses divinity. Divinity is determined by fate. So students, there's no need to feel overly anxious. Leave it to destiny. Just let nature take its course. Hearing this I thought to myself, reality is truly this cruel. Fortunately I still have my divine realm. There shouldn't be any major problems, right? But just as a nearby classmate noticed my nervousness and tried to comfort me, suddenly his name was called. "Student Gao Ming, please step forward for the test." They were shocked to see it displayed a score of 0. The fate of ordinary people seems sealed from birth. Soon on the rooftop Yu Qianxin yawned. It's been an hour, and not a single person has shown divinity. But it seems that strong girl's turn is coming up. Then I saw Zhao Ying already standing inside the activated testing device. But as the pressure level was about to reach its peak, Zhao Ying stood there unfazed as if daydreaming. Outside the teacher watched as the pressure maxed out, and his jaw dropped once again. Suddenly a loud explosion sounded. Shortly after Zhao Ying stepped out, but the score counter still displayed 0. How is this possible? Could it be broken? At that moment all the students looked utterly shocked. Oh my god, even Zhao Ying scored 0. Could it be that our school will completely fail this year? Soon after the testing device lit up again. The score counter displayed. Liang Kun 17 points of Divinity. Earth attribute Divine Pathwalker. Standing in the crowd, my heart was already filled with mixed emotions. Unexpectedly Liang Kun suddenly mocked me. Hey, you over there, you're Li Kang, right? How about it? You envy my 17 points of Divinity? How many points of Divinity do you have? Don't disappoint me. Can you imagine this so-called loser before you becoming the creator god? Meanwhile I was lying in the ruins making my final struggle. If there really is a god, please save me. Suddenly a heaven-shaking black pillar of light erupted from within me, shooting straight into the sky. Suddenly a voice echoed, "Your plea has been heard by me. Accept this. It is your miracle. A gift that belongs only to you." Then a crimson orb emerged from within my body. At the same time the rain god, furious over her loss of faith energy, unleashed a full-force attack on the alien god. In an instant the alien god was obliterated by a destructive energy cannon. It was reduced to nothing. Just as the two gods thought their task was done, the black pillar of light nearby caught their attention. The rain god shouted in shock. This is the light of divine awakening." Meanwhile I lay unconscious in the ruins. Suddenly a black energy orb began to form in front of my chest. The rain god and thunder god appeared in the ruins, searching for my whereabouts. How strange. Where did the new god go? Judging by the fleeting light of Divinity, perhaps he's the weakest god in history. At that moment I suddenly awoke in a void. Strange. Wasn't I struck by the alien god? Why am I not dead? What's going on? Where is this strange place? This looks like a chaotic void. Could it be that I've crossed into another world? One that hasn't undergone creation yet? At this moment I realized something. This world seems to be a vacuum. There's no air at all. No, I'm about to suffocate. Am I really going to suffocate to death? Can't someone give me some air for God's sake? I'm seriously about to die here. Suddenly a gust of wind blew towards me. At that moment I realized I could breathe. I could talk. Like discovering a new continent, my eyes lit up with excitement. I shouted, "Let there be wind." Then I shouted, "Stop." To my surprise the wind actually stopped. Could this world be shaped by my will? If that's the case, then let me try again. Let chaos begin. Suddenly a vast cosmic galaxy appeared before my eyes. So it's true. I can actually control everything in this space. It seems this world is still in its infancy. It's like the myth of Pangu splitting the heavens and the earth in my past life. Since its creation, why not follow the steps of those mythical stories? Have you ever seen someone swimming in lava? Well, here's this so-called loser backstroking in molten rock. At that moment I was pondering. Really does feel like an unformed world. Like Pangu splitting the heavens and earth in the myths of my past life. Since its creation, why not follow the steps of those mythical stories? Then I pointed with a flourish. "Let there be heaven." Suddenly the sky filled with dark clouds, crackling with massive bolts of lightning. I couldn't believe how easily it worked. But when I looked at the sky again, something about the clouds seemed off. Suddenly a lightning bolt as thick as a giant tree struck down toward me. What the? This is way too intense. Is this the lightning tribulation of the world's creation? Since heaven is formed, the next step is. I raised my small hand and waved again. "Let there be earth." Towering mountains rose up to the sky. There was even a massive volcano. Surprisingly, the formation of the land was relatively calm. But then I noticed something strange about the volcano. In an instant streams of magma began spewing from its crater. Standing in front of the sea of fire I muttered, "Oh come on, I just made an offhand comment. Did it really have to escalate like this?" Before I knew it I was engulfed by the sea of fire. Damn it, I don't want to die. Shortly after I emerged from the sea of magma, realizing I had been shielded by a protective barrier. That's how I avoided being killed by the world I created. Is this the world I've shaped? Looking at everything around me I murmured, "This is truly incredible." Exhausted and drained of energy, I lay flat on the sea of magma, drifting aimlessly with the flow. And then I slowly drifted to sleep. Moments later I suddenly snapped my eyes open. I found myself lying in the ruins. How did I get out? Strange. At that moment a crimson orb floated in front of me. When I lightly touched it with my hand, a voice like a universal truth echoed in my mind. Could this crimson chaotic sphere before me be my divine realm? It's widely known that only powerful gods can have the privilege of a divine realm. When a god becomes strong enough, they can transform part of the world into their divine realm. Within the divine realm gods can control everything, summon wind, rain, anything, and the life within the divine realm will provide faith energy, strengthening the god's power. To think he, a false god, dared to challenge the creator god. But in the next moment a giant eye suddenly appeared in the sky, staring directly at him. "Oh come on, senior, do you know what's going on here? Yuan Wanming, gazing at the giant eye in the sky, muttered to himself. This is bad. Why is a demigod here? Then the giant eye spoke. I am the permanent guardian of Changming City. This junior, you seem to have violated the divine path law. What exactly is going on? I was merely looking for my mission target. HMPH. Do you think I'm blind? Don't assume that just because you're in the late saint manifestation stage, you can ignore the law and oppress the weak at will. You're young and full of potential. But if you continue to act so recklessly, I'll have no choice but to deal with you according to the law. At this moment Yuan Wanming could only sigh helplessly. Then he shouted down toward me. Hey you down there, loser. Your name is Li Kang, right? My name is Yuan Wanming. I'm from Zhangzhou Divine Path University. You should know I'm the school's admissions officer. Suddenly Chun Yi exclaimed in alarm. Is this Yuan Wanming from Zhangzhou Divine Path University? Does senior sister know him too? Is he that famous? Of course I know. Zhangzhou Divine Path University is the top-ranked Divine Path University in our country. This university attracts 90% of the nation's most talented Divine Path walkers. And he is one of the most outstanding students among them. Oh my god, is he really that incredible? If I've offended him, isn't my life over? Senior sister, you'll protect me, right? At that moment Yuan Wanming's voice rang out again. Do you know how much authority an admissions officer holds? The people around you know very well. Besides the preferential treatment I mentioned earlier, I can promise you even more. After admission, I'll provide you with the best cultivation resources. I'll arrange for you the finest teaching team. I'll tailor your divine path journey. And now I'll ask you one last time. Will you hand over that forbidden token? What should I do? With conditions like these, I really don't have a choice. Otherwise I'll be his enemy. But I can't let anyone know the secret of my divine realm. So I replied decisively. I already told you, the forbidden token isn't with me. It's gone somewhere else. Very well, so this is your choice. Li Kang, is it? We'll see how things go from now on. And I hope you won't regret today's decision. Next Chun Yi looked up at the giant eye and said to the demigod in the sky. Thank you for your assistance, senior. We will definitely visit you in the future. There's no need for formalities. This is merely my duty. Now that you're safe, I shall take my leave. Farewell, Lord Demigod. Taking this opportunity I quickly slipped away. Sorry, senior sisters. It's not that I want to run, but I feel like my divine realm is about to collapse. Shortly after I returned home, but as the intense pain inside me flared up again, I immediately entered my divine realm. I began searching everywhere for the red forbidden token. Soon I found it standing beneath the towering tree. I shouted at it loudly. You beast, don't touch that tree. But before I finished yelling, I saw it open its mouth wide and bite into the tree. Can you believe this is a kitten hatched from an egg? Not only is it soft and adorable, but it can also create all sorts of cute little animals. However, before all of this happened, I had just mastered the power of the thunder god at home. Then I used that power to hurry to school. But when I arrived at the school gates, I was surrounded by a swarm of reporters. Confused about why they were interviewing me, I discovered I had become the school's top scholar this year. As I was about to show off, a teacher suddenly interrupted me. The teacher informed me that while my grades were excellent, there was a small issue. So the principal wanted to see me. When I met the principal, I was told that most of the admissions officers traveling to the school had been struck by lightning. Even those heading to other schools in Changming City suffered the same fate. At that moment Yuan Wanming's earlier threats flashed through my mind. Could all of this be his doing? I didn't expect his threats would escalate to trying to eliminate me. The principal tried to comfort me. Don't worry too much. In fact, there's another admissions officer who has been waiting for you. Soon Chun Yi appeared before me. That despicable Yuan Wanming spoke as well. No one else, Li Kang. I'm the admissions officer for Hanei University. Compared to other schools, if you choose us, all your tuition fees will be waived. We'll also provide you with excellent living conditions and benefits. Additionally, we promise you 3 days in the divine pool. Hearing such generous offers, even the teacher and principal were envious. But I couldn't help mocking. Soaking in a hot spring is considered a benefit? And only for 3 days? Unexpectedly Chun Yi quickly responded. Then we'll add an extra 100 divine path coins for cultivation resources every month. Upon hearing this, the principal and teacher were so shocked their jaws dropped. As I was about to mock again, Chun Yi explained further. 1 divine path coin is equivalent to $10,000. This isn't pocket change, it's one of the rarest materials in the world. Whoa, seriously? So 100 divine path coins equal $1 million. But senior sister, let me tell you this. I'm not interested in money. Then pretending to be cool I said, Principal, please call in the next admissions officer. I want to hear what they have to offer. So principal and teacher, do you have any advice? Although I can't interfere with your final decision, I still recommend you go to Hane Divine Path University. After all, Hane still doesn't have a true guardian deity. Come to think of it, Hane is like my second hometown since I crossed over. Besides, the two senior sisters have done so much to help me. With that, I made my decision in my heart. Senior sister Chun-Yi, I've made up my mind. I choose to join Hane Divine Path University. Welcome aboard. I promise you won't regret coming to Hane Divine Path University. As for the enrollment form, no need to fill it out. I'll report your name directly. This is your admission letter crafted by the gods. It cannot be forged or damaged. So make sure you take good care of it. Shortly after receiving the admission letter, I prepared to go home. But on my way back, I ran into someone who greeted me. Young man, is that an admission letter you're holding? She then asked if she could take a look for good luck. Just as I was about to hand it to her, she suddenly snatched it with one hand. She immediately struck me with a palm, sending me flying. Emanating a sinister aura, she declared, "For the glory of the supreme god, you shall die." I then gathered the violent power of the thunder god in my hands. As the strange woman charged at me again, I unleashed a palm strike mid-air. It scorched her completely inside and out. Then the violent thunder god's power gathered in my hands once more. I completely obliterated her into ashes. But unexpectedly her voice rang out again, "For the glory of the supreme god." I saw another figure rushing at me from behind. Just as he was about to succeed, Chun-Yi descended from the sky and struck him deep into the ground. He couldn't be pulled out at all. After the crisis was averted, the security management team finally arrived in a rush. From their report, I learned these were followers of a deity from another world. It's said that 1,000 years ago, spatial rifts suddenly appeared on this planet. The invasion of alien gods brought devastation to the world. It wasn't until the birth of gods powered by human faith that they were completely driven away. However, some malicious humans turned to worship evil gods, ultimately becoming their followers and spreading chaos. Soon after, I returned home under their escort. As I recalled the attack, I realized how close I had come to losing my life. One energy blast almost depleted all the energy in my divine realm in a single strike. But as sunlight streamed into my room, an audacious idea came to mind. I attempted to absorb the sunlight into my divine realm. Unexpectedly, my divine realm turned into a sea of fire, with magma rain falling from the sky. Seeing the overwhelming energy filling my divine realm, I quickly shut down the absorption channel. I then tried accelerating time within the divine realm. To my surprise, I succeeded. But just then, a beam of light on a distant mountain caught my attention. I flew over to investigate. To my astonishment, there was a strange egg atop the peak. As I moved closer to examine it, I noticed something inside was about to hatch. To my surprise, it was an incredibly adorable kitten. It was soft, cute, and cuddly. "From today on, I'll call you Yan Yan." But as I joked about how one cat might be too simple, its tiny paw suddenly glowed with golden light.